All right. So, cheap gear guy. Sean Battle. I want to mix. I want to master. I've got lots of work to do. Lots. I can't because the new BFD update, which the BFD that they had me hobbling along. It was crashing if I did too much with it. But I had the hope that eventually it would get worked out. All those hopes were dashed with BFD 3.5 because, yeah, it's still a broken program. Doesn't fix any of the problems that I had before. Still locks up if you change too many pieces. The follow MIDI bullshit they put in there is just stupid. It doesn't work in the standalone. It doesn't turn off in the VST. That's something they'll probably fix with the update coming up very soon. But it's just like, again, it's just another fuck you to me over the last 4 years of the constant fuck yous to me. Because I bought from FXpansion and then Rolly. I didn't give them any cash, so they don't give a fuck. How does it work when you install it brand new with BFD Player? I don't know. BFD Player looks like shit. It looks like a fucking clone of goddamn Easy Drummer because they're fucking losers and they have no fucking imagination. I mean, it's not to be. I mean, what do you expect? It was Big Fucking Drums, BFD. Now they're hiding behind Big Fun. Just change the non. Just change the name, you fucking castrated fucks. You're not. You're not. You're not bold enough. You're cowardly bitches falling up the rear, and you're gonna talk about big any kind of drums? Shut up. Shut up. Program used to be worth fucking. They would go for sale, $300. Now they're begging for 99 as the manufacturer's suggested retail price, and they're still selling it half off at 50 from $300. Half off 150 to begging for 40. Their expansion packs were $150 to around $70. Half off about 30. Some of them were 50. From 25 to $75 at half off. They're begging for $44 for the $150 ones. They're just as good. I could pull up the standalone right now, but that's going to piss me off even worse that I can't. One, it's going to fuck up. And then two, that I what I really want to do is be mixing and mastering, and I can't. Because every instance I've used in the last 20 years has been erased. They put a new EXC, got rid of the old EXC. So when you try to load a program that had BFD on it before, no matter what routing, because you can route each of the drums out to their own channel on their own effects, doesn't matter. Because when you load in the new version, all those channels, all the rerouting, all the side chains, all the effects you put on her were tied to that instrument that is no longer installed on your system. Now, for a lot of people, that wouldn't be that big of a deal. 20 years. I was on BFD2. Upgraded BFD3. So over the years, I've changed the BFD2 instances to BFD3 instances. And it worked perfectly and flawlessly until in music. Go back and look. I used to sing the praises of BFD. When I was going to become a BFD dealer, it was one of the happiest days. Because I was like, not only I'm part of a drum system that I fully believe is going to be the future of drumming. I fully believe that. I fully believe that a program like BFD, you gotta get away from the music and their fucking copycat. We can't think of anything original. It took them 4 years to fix a license. That's the only thing wrong with BFD3. There was a licensing issue. It took them 4 years, and it's still fucked. You guys sure you're up for this job? Maybe you should back out now. Just go ahead and sell it to somebody else, man. Maybe you should get another like Todd Howard type that can actually guide you into a future rather than you just watching what everybody else does and just riding coattails. I mean, what do I know? I mean, you've got the best program on the drum market. You're the ones who can't convince people why it is the best one. I can. I've converted lots of people. Over the 20 years, I've converted lots of people who were who were Toontrack, who were XLN, who were thinking about going. And all those people, and anybody that comes now, I'm like, stay away. No. Someone asked me the other day, think I should switch to BFT3? No. Not at all. Are you using one? Yeah. Do you like it? Yeah. Stick with it. Buy expansions for that. Do not switch over. It's like $60. Don't do it. Don't do it. They don't know what they're doing. Fuck 20 years. If you joined with in music as of 4 years ago when they had the thing, they've completely erased that EXC. So if any work you've done in the last 4 years, if you've been a customer of theirs, gone. And maybe that doesn't bother them so bad, those people that have bought it. Because it probably was only about $60 when they bought it. They may not have had in the last 4 years a ton of music to, oh, so what? I got to replace like what? I've got 3 albums that were released on Blue FX Records. Since 2021. And that's only because I was hobbled by how slow BFT works now. When it was working fine, I put out 8 other albums. Since 2005, I've put out 11 albums, and I have at least 2, 3 more ready to go, but I can't work on them because of BFD. I can't work on my new Troth stuff with my other bandmate. I mean, I can write, but I can't record. I can't mix and master. We have one more song to do, and we're ready to release some of the most dope shit I've ever played in my entire fucking life. I feel more confidence about this music than I've ever had about anything I've ever done, and I've always felt pretty confident. I've always liked my music. And you gotta like what you're doing, otherwise what's the point in doing it? And I've always liked it. This I love. This new music I love. I've been waiting to do this kind of music my entire fucking life, and here it is, and look what you did. One song left, and we're ready to release our EP, LP, whatever a 4-song was. We've got 8 songs from before. That might get us signed to Blue FX, which might get us more. You fucked all that. I don't have much more to complete my contractual obligations with Blue FX. I was going to remaster like a greatest hits thing of all my songs going back 20 years or so, because a lot of people are getting new to me and they don't know my shit, but they don't know that I've been doing this for like 20 years. More than 20 years. I've been playing since I was 13. I'm 48. I wrote 11 songs my first week of playing. I wrote 100 songs in my first band. I stopped being in that band when I was 18. I read a lot. I record a lot. I remix a lot. On my videos here, I don't charge anything for it. I want to share. I don't have enough knowledge to charge anybody anything. Oh, put a paywall, go check it. I don't have enough knowledge for that. Maybe I'll start my guitar lessons. I've always wanted to teach guitar, but I don't know enough to fucking. I mean, I know how to read, and I just don't know enough to charge. That's why I've been trying to find a student that would actually want to learn like a self-taught way and just give them just like a lot of plateau jump. You know what I mean? When you're self-taught, you hit a plateau and you're stuck there, and you hit a plateau and you're stuck there, and you hit a plateau and you're stuck there. I want to help someone just rocket right past those. Still self-taught, pretty much, but like, okay, yeah, I know what you're talking about. You want to get past that? Have you tried the Hendrix inversion? Okay, that's going to open up your scales and your solos so much. You playing the major pentatonic? Yeah. Let me show you this real quick. Let me show you that. I showed one guy. He came over to practice one time. I asked him about the Hendrix inversion. Never heard of it. And so I just sat there and I showed him how to play it, and he was still playing in the regular key. I'm like, you got to change your mindset of where the roots are. And I showed him where the roots are, and he started getting that kind, but he was still soloing in that one thing. I was like, now switch to the major. And he wasn't quite getting it. I was like, here, let me show you. And then I showed him real quick, just a few seconds, and then I went and switched back to like playing the rhythm and just playing the junk and blues, And I just sat there and playing until he got it right. And he's like, holy shit, man, this opens up the whole fretboard. I'm like, yeah. 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 These videos or whatever. If I give techniques and tricks on using EQ or compressor or mastering or mixing that can get us to a point where KIND is not just mine, but is around the fucking globe. And we take the music industry back from these fucking capitalist pigs who don't have any talent. They just got wads of cash. They don't have any new ideas. All the movies are just the same old fucking movies. No new stories, are there? Is it because there's no... No, there are people writing new stories. Money. It's the whole thing. Limiting all of this shit. Limiting mankind is what do I get out of it because you're such greedy shitbags. What do I get? Yeah, but what's in it for me? Yeah, that sounds great and all, but why would I do that? Because I don't have any benefit to me. But other people might benefit. I care. They're not me. And then they start paying me? No. So I'm failing to find the incentive for me. And that's the difference between people that have a passion for music, passion for what they do, and those that do it for a paycheck. That's the difference right there. When I was mixing and mastering, doing one of my reviews, one of my mixing and mastering things, I don't claim to know the best of what everything, but I am trying to give some tips and tricks to anybody that might need some help, so recording studios can pop up around the fucking country. So radio stations, KIND radio stations that are not charging commercials and they're just getting the independent local stations. Your own little independent radio station. I'm working on my end to get it to receive all these radio stations if they start popping up around the country and the world. I'm doing my part. I'm also helping, if you go back and watch my videos, I'm helping to train DJs, audio engineers, mentally shifting from the cash aspect to leaving a legacy of greatness. Books. My novel's on here for free. Some ideas for helping people to write and get over writer's block. There's a helpful hint. One thing I found in over 30 years of writing, whenever I've had writer's block, it's because I was in the way. I was trying to make the music do something. Either I was tired of the way things were, that I'm writing all my songs the same. So let's do something different. I'm trying. I'm not letting the music do what it's doing. That's why I don't like anything that I'm writing, because it's not what I hear in my head. It's something to do. I'm trying to make the fucking, sure, write and write songs that you don't like. Stash them. You want to know why? Because you're in that vein. Right now, whatever album you're working on, if you want to get out of that vein and start writing it, just run it out. Just keep writing in that vein and stash those songs away. The riffs and stuff, just stash them away. Bleed it dry. Your mind will naturally start to shift and think of new things to do, and that's when the writer's block will end. It's not that you're blocked, it's that you still had a bunch of stuff in there to say. It wasn't done. Well, what happens? You reach the next album, and you're kind of in that vein, and just keep writing and sketching. You release the next album, keep writing and sketching, and people like album 1, but not so much 2 and some elements of 3. We've already got songs written from that time frame. You got the riffs and all the things. It's genuine. It's genuine. It's how you were feeling at that time. Man, this sounds so much like their first album. Yeah. Yeah, it does, doesn't it? Dude, now this is like that second album, the one that I fell in love with. Now this is that. Yeah, they definitely have a bunch of this. This is good. I like this. Yeah. You don't have to go back and relearn anything. You don't have to go back and try and get in that mindset. You have the riffs all farmed out. If you're 2, 3 albums down, you now have studio experience. You now have experience with this. You have experience with touring. You have more things to write about. That album may have been kind of focused and limited because you weren't signed yet. So it's kind of dealing with local, small kind of things in your life. Now you've been you've opening band. You've been screwed over by these people. And now you got a lot more shit to say. So when you go back to that old album, you're not just revisiting that old album, playing those songs. You're playing in that vein with a whole new mature look and sound. You understand how the studio process goes. So those riffs that were kind of so-so, if we layered, like in the studio, like that one song, yeah. We came back later on, like it didn't have a solo before we went in the studio. Yeah. So why don't we do something kind of like that kind of vein? Not the same, of course, but something in that right, an accompany piece rather than me just playing what you're playing. Yeah, like the bass is doing something totally different. So the guitar is just going dun 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 dun. You want me to do something? Yeah. So it's just moving and churning back there. But when we go to the chorus, it goes back to that. Gotcha. They're back to their roots. If nothing else, in the greatest hits, wouldn't it be kind of cool to be previously unreleased? If nothing else, stop trying to make it do stuff. Realize that in a world of what they're finally coming to realize of superpositioning, you're not writing shit. You're not writing any songs. You're learning songs. That's why it has a feel of how many times to go, where it should change, what it sounds like it should go to. I'm hearing this thing. I hear this riff. I had this dream. Whatever it is that inspired you to have you heard the notes come drifting in before you put your fingers to guitar. Or if you put you're sitting there playing. And as you're doing something came across. You start writing. I was working. It was a couple of years ago. I was writing a song. I was like, it just sounds like it needs to change right here. And then just this thing popped in my head. I was like, how can it sound if you're writing? How can it have a structure, a time length? How can you kind of hear the word, the melody? How can you hear all that if you're the one writing it? Shouldn't it not exist in any form? Until you went, hey, it's pretty good. Shouldn't that be kind of the way it goes? Not like, Yeah, okay. Yeah, that's how I'm hearing it. Right? Or did you go there and go, I want to write a song? No? No. And even then, it's like, what sounds right? There's very few ways to resolve this. If nothing else, the notes you pick from the first ones starts limiting automatically what's going to sound good from that point on. See, I was already picking. Are you already eliminating what possible chords it could go to? What's the next one? Right? But what's the next one? Once I pick that chord to start off with, it's almost inevitable. It's almost inevitable. If you want it to sound in key, that's one thing I was talking about with my mom. I was just like, and yes, I don't have any fucking friends. I don't talk to anybody. I hang out with my mom a lot. I love my mom. She's fucking cool. She's funny. And I'm not like a mama's boy. I hang out here, but if I'm not hanging out here, I don't have any friends. So I mean, I've got some friends I talk to online, but I don't have any friends that I hang out with here. So the only people I really know up here to hang out with is my mom. So I hang out with her sometimes. We went and saw Captain America, like what, yesterday? That was cool as shit. Not necessarily the movie. We just hang out with my mom. She's really funny and she's really interesting. And I haven't had a whole lot of time to throughout my life I have, but I mean, you know how kids are. You don't really get to know your mom until like later on in life when you know, like early on, and she's always was the person that protected me from my dad. But now I'm getting a lot more respect for who she is as a person because you really honestly shouldn't be friends with your kids growing up. You're supposed to be their parent. Fuck being their friends. They can hate you all they want when they're, what I mean, when they're 18 and they graduate and they don't have a fucking police record. Then you can be their friend. Sorry about that, guy. Gal, sorry about that. But you're okay now, right? Yeah, yeah. And now you can go on to whatever you want to do now. That's on you. If you want to, get thrown in jail for smoking crack, that's on you. But I wasn't gonna let that happen under my watch. That wasn't gonna be my. It's not gonna be me. Now we can be friends. If it's not too far for that. That's what you gotta hope, is that it's not too far from that. And the most important thing is that they grow up and be good people. Your job is not to make more friends. These people growing up, when they ask, like, who the fuck are your parents? They should be like, man, who the fuck are your parents? Because you were raised right. That's how it should be. Dude, who are your parents? Can I get them on the phone? Hey, well done, dude. Oh, they hate me. They won't talk to me. Well, you did the right thing for just for who they turned out to be. Oh, I know. They don't like me, but, sure. So I wanted to play some music, but I wanted to actually mix and master some music, but I can't do that. So I'm thinking about just playing some music and listening to some shit that God knows I've got albums worth. I went and checked the other day to how many tracks I have. Stop. Okay. How many tracks I actually have to whatever, and I went ahead to the playlist and I made a playlist of just the songs that I have on albums, not even any of my. Is this it? I think this is everything. Yeah, this is Girdma. This is just albums. Everything on album. Let's see if we add it to here. This is not like any ones I haven't released. And there are a couple duplicates because I have some, let's go ahead and play those and see what happens. There's 140 songs that are just on albums for a total of 10.8 hours. I'm just going to go ahead and round it down to 10 hours because, like I said, there are some duplicates in there. And that's just Girdma. That's not including Troth. That's not including Dumb. That's not including work I've done with collaborations. That's not including songs I haven't released, which I've got about 3 or 4 albums that I haven't released. So when I'm pissed about BFD, there's a reason. I was going to remix those songs from these albums, which don't have good mixes. Let me show you if I can find one that's not a really this. I really wanted to do Sound of a Purposeful Gun. Sound of a Purposeful Gun is when I got off opiates. It's the reason why kind of some of the reason why I got off opiates. I've been having a lot of pain and stuff like that, and for a good fucking 8 years. They had me on OxyContin, oxymorphone. I mean, I was on a bunch of shit. I mean, a bunch of shit because my neck and back hurt so fucking bad. Like all the time. Like I couldn't sit still. I still have a hard time sitting still. And I said yesterday, like yesterday is one of those days that reminds me that I love my life. I just hate the bullshit that I have to do to live it. And today it was one of those days that reminds me that it's mostly the bullshit. It's most of the bullshit. If it was a scale, it'd be outweighed of bullshit versus the things I like. So, as usual, I have a stomach full of pills. My body, you can see the bruising. I can't keep going. I won't be able to live like this much. I don't know how long. Who gives a fuck? Certainly not in music. So here's a big fuck you to them. Music I made with their program before they were involved. I want to remix this song and make it sound better, but I don't know. I can't do it. Because of what they did. They fucked me. The song's called Retroactive Plague. I see your eyes drip down the wall like mystery. Ain't no surprise left if there is. It's news to me. Well, I've seen you bring down before. You may be me. I love you more. So honestly, which dick do you think is my dick? Oh, this is Blood on the Sky. This made me feel a lot better. I always feel better listening to Mike play.
Take, say, your electronic drum kit.
We're just going to take a look at how long I've been loyal to BFD. And then I explain to them why I'm so pissed off that they come along and just take my shit. I've been here. They come along and screw me. And I'm just supposed to deal with it. I'm not that kind of fucking asshole. I'm the type of asshole that's going to do something about it. Like Sue. Or start making reviews. I hope they're watching at some point in time and notice 5.7 thousand views 9 years ago. So long before they were ever involved. I was singing the praises. 5.7 thousand views. This review went out with FXpansion's letter. I still have the email where my review was sent out by FXpansion in a newsletter to all owners of Expansion stuff. Followed by this Chocolate Audio, the Black Album, which has 4.6 thousand views. This one, the Contemporary Vintage, another Chocolate Audio, because everybody's been reviewing the fuck out of all the other ones, but no one was really reviewing Chocolate Audio, and I thought that was a goddamn shame. And I had all of them, so I could have gone ahead and reviewed every single one. I like Samoan. He's an awesome guy. He's a really great producer, and no one's doing reviews of these. So I did my share. 2,000 views. Chocolate Audio, Modern Retro, 2.3 thousand views. BFD Review 2, 2.3 thousand views. Ready? BFD Review 1, 12,000 views. $12,000 views from 13 years ago. Fix my fucking drum program within 2 months. Fix my fucking drum program in the next 2 months. Let's go ahead and listen to another song, shall we? What else we got here from Gearedma? It's all license free, so you guys, I mean, you know, it's a good start. It's a pretty good one, but I'm just going to go ahead and skip that one because at first is it better? Because at first it's just a thirst, and then the fire isn't even the worst. At first it's just a thirst, but the blessing blossoms and exposes the curse. Okay. That was At First by Geerdma. It's about I was in the middle of my drug addiction. And the only thing I mean, like with opiates, it was it was a weird ride. But like the one thing I wanted was, I wish someone was, with me on that voyage. Almost every other things I've done, I've always had someone there. Back in the day, it was me and my friend Opie, and then I did a lot of stuff with myself. But generally speaking, there were like there were different people around that I had that whatever, and so this was like a brand new voyage, and I just it's good to take voyages with someone else, and my ex, my fiance, she wasn't using, wasn't a, she'd had a surgery, so she'd had used opiates and she liked them, but knew that she liked them, so she avoided taking any more. And but the story is about a guy that gets. I was thinking how shitty of a person would it be to want a companion on this journey so bad that they would not really necessarily tell them how bad the shit is until after they've got them hooked. That's why it blossoms in that. At first, is I mean, it's kind of it's that dark sound. It kind of gets a. You're the company to my misery. At first, it's just a thirst, and now the fire isn't even the worst. Because when you're coming off of opiates, dude, you're running fever, man, just sweating. Just sucks, and then you're like, that's not even the worst, If you're going through detox, that's far. You wish it was just a fucking fever. I've only gotten into detox like twice in my 10 years. I've only gotten into detox twice. Because it's all prescribed. And I had the full month's worth, or I was within my refill time, whatever. And towards the end, I started having to like ration them properly in order to make the full month. Because I was getting out of control. The only reason I even cared about losing control is because I was with somebody at the time. Like I don't fucking like this place. I hate this fucking place specifically because you try and do things like this and you get fucked. The nicer you try to be, the more they bend you over. And honestly, I'm done with it. I'm done with getting fucked over. Done that. Let it go on for long enough. We're done. That's over. I put in my time. I served my time. I did what I had to do to pay that debt. I've already paid that fucking debt. We're going to a new chapter now. We're going to do something new. That's old shit. We're not going to dwell on the past. We're not going to bring it up anymore. We're just going to move on. You've been watching what's going on out there? You've been seeing what's going on out there? There's only one more step. And that's for the man of sin to actually be revealed. He's already in office. People are already worshiping in him and bowing down at his feet. The lawless man, the man of sin, the man of lawless, the wicked man. First lying tongue, perverse lying tongue. I wonder who that could be. He's even got a prophet with him. We're going to Mars. But his spaceships keep blowing up as if. I'm not going to talk about that. So if we're not going to Mars, what have we been paying him for? Imagine your tax dollars, which are going to Elon. Instead of going to Elon, we're going to NASA. Directly to NASA and NASA space engineers and stuff. And rocket after rocket was blowing up. exploding. Well, when you're the richest man in the world, you just buy more rockets and just hide the fact that you're not actually paying for those because you're getting it subsidized by the tax people. But when it's under an open thing like NASA, you have to have open transparency books. And they're like, we're not paying you to blow up fucking rockets. How is that helping us? You just blew up $4 trillion. $4 trillion. $4 billion. We could have fed so many people. We could have done so many good things here, but you promised us you were going to do some shit in space that was going to make life here better. Well, now you privatize it and you sell it out to Elon. Just like you privatize your child porn and do it to Jeffrey Epstein, right? Was he a billionaire who was a pervert, or was he made a billionaire because he was willing to be a pervert and keep his fucking mouth shut? Because the Epstein files still haven't been released, have they? Donald Trump's in the Epstein files, right? I wonder if Joe Biden's in the Epstein files, because he's dirty. He was massaging that girl's shoulder, so he's a pervert. So he's got to be in the Epstein files, right? Trump should get to the bottom of that. Since he got the Epstein files, they should definitely release that. Pam Bondi, Kash Patel, you got an enemies list. Would child fuckers be on your enemies list, or just people that are stopping you from making cash? Patel. Some of this shit you can't even make up, dude. We actually had a case where the United States had to go to court to fight Loving. United States government versus Loving. Brown versus the Board of Education. You don't say. What was the color of the plaintiff? The complainant. What was the plaintiff? What was his? What were their color? Really? And in the Loving case, what were they sued for? What were they doing that was so wrong? Loving each other, but it's got to be some kind of like pervert. They had children involved, right? They did. Oh, they had biracial kids that look kind of like how I look because they're biracial. They're made from love. People were making love. And the United States sued them. Are you sure we're free? Well, that's even an option on the table, and people are like, yeah, we gotta stop this loving. Next thing you know, other people be loving people. We gotta put an end to this. Right? They had to take the U.S. government to court for the way they're treating brown people. And the case was called Brown versus Board of Education. You can't make some of this shit up. America's the fucking beast. Antichrist, Donald Trump, false prophet, Elon Musk. No? Stay tuned. It's about to get fucking interesting. It's about to get real fucking interesting. It's about to get real. It's about to get interesting. Let's see who can see this coming. Let's see who can see this one coming, because that's going to be really cool. That's going to be really cool if anyone sees this one coming. Oh, I got a quick question for Christians. What if you were forced to fucking prove it? Life wasn't a cakewalk. Things weren't great. Would you still call on God? Would you still love him? Think that you would you consider his servant Job? Keep a smile on your face and say, I don't know what this is for, but God's got a reason. And I'm not turning my back on them. Would you? You motherfuckers like lose a loved one. And you start screaming, how could you? You didn't lose shit. That loved one is still waiting. Do you not believe in an after? Love? All I know is that you come as fast as you go. You know? That's one thing that I do know. But, I mean, you call me crazy. All these songs were recorded using BFD3. I don't know what in music is done, but that ain't it. This, what you're listening to, is BFD3. What they're selling now is not BFD3. As someone who went from BFD and kept track of BFD1, got in with BFD2, bought all the expansions under BFD2, went to BFD3, got all the expansions there, third party and everything. In music is not releasing BFD. They have big, no, not even big, Bungie fun drums, or, budget friendly drums. Yeah, budget friendly drums. There you go. They have budget friendly drums because it was big fucking drums, and they're now selling budget friendly because it was $300. Now they're begging for $99, but they'll sell it to you for a good $50 right now. Because they're in a begging situation. It's not the BFD3 that it was. So if you want to get a neutered version of the BFD3 that was out there, you can do that. See, the thing is that if they had listened to me when I was contacting them and talking to them over the last 4 years, if they listened to any of my suggestions, they would realize that I'm the guy you need. I'm the guy that can turn your piece of shit drum sets into, how many zones do you want to put on them? It's up here. I've already drawn it, and I drew that. When I drew it, I saw myself going forward with Elisa's. When I drew the picture of the whole thing, I made it the casing for Elisa's. I don't want to do that anymore. I still got the drawings. 15 zones, easy. Easy. Zero crosstalk. Floating piezo's. You don't know what you've done, man. That's alright. Call me crazy, I don't mind.
Holding on to gilded wings.
I love this review so much because they kept referring to me as they, which is great. Because I don't want people to know that it's a one-man band. I don't want it to feel like it's one guy playing everything. I want it to sound like there's a bass player, a drummer. That's why I kind of take my mind and kind of split it up a bit and kind of prioritized into at least three people. There's Sean, the guitarist, and vocalist. There's a drummer, and he also plays guitar and bass and stuff, and does some vocal backup stuff. And then the bass player plays bass, a little bit of drums, and whatever. Our drummer is mainly the best drummer in the band, but we all take turns at it. I understand how crazy that sounds, but it helps me prioritize. So when I show up to do the recording, I'm not... Sean Battle, the guitarist, has already laid his part. The vocals are laid. The drummer has already been by, and he's laid his parts. Now the bass player needs to come in and match what they've done. He knows how the song goes. He just now has to actually write a part. Not just follow the guitarist. He needs to be a bass player and play the fucking bass. So Sean can come back in and lay his lead guitar part. Or whoever's playing the lead on this song. And then Sean Battle, will come back and mix it. And that way it doesn't sound like it's one guy playing every fucking thing. I actually approach it as if a different person. They have different... I created different characters for them. One of them's always trying to fuck my wife. Did you know that? Did you know that the drummer in my band is always trying to fuck my wife? Did you know that it is me? You know I don't have a wife? You know the time I had a fiance? But man, was he writing songs about her. Trying to fuck my wife right out of my own house and shit too, man. How fucked up is that? It's fucked up. It's fucked up, man. It ain't right. Monkey see, monkey do.
I got my eyes on you. I know what you've been doing. And every now and again, closed-eyed, I go through it. Yeah. sharp enough to kill. You will. Yes, you will. I don't know why you can't see just how much you mean to me. Now you can say whatever
Alright, so I'm gonna do one more song. Then I'm gonna head out and probably beat the shit out of these fucking drums. Like hard. I mean, I'm probably gonna beat the fuck out of them. So I'm gonna hope to not like break anything. I mean, if I break some sticks, that's fine. But I mean, if I break drum pieces, I've got replacements, but I'd rather not. I wouldn't be surprised. It's my shit. I can break whatever the fuck I want. So, broken bowels on my way down. Alright, anymore, and I just copyright myself, infringement, and have to start paying myself royalties. Now, I'm not doing that shit. So I screwed myself over enough by putting all my shit in one basket that's fucking decided to get sold to fucking... Oh my god. Yeah, I'll do. There's only two resolutions I'll take. BFT 3.5 becoming where it can actually do what it was supposed to do with BFT 3 from the beginning. Or them replacing BFT 3.5 for me with a licensed version of the last version of BFT 3, which I have a copy of. All they have to do is just make it so that it's licensed to me and I can use all my packs and then just go away. The other option is to buy me the fuck out, get me enough money to buy every expansion, because I've got 67 67 expansions for BFT. I don't even know that they make that many for Toontrack, including SDX and EZX, but buy me the fuck out. Give me back all my money so I can go ahead and buy another company that's actually worth something. Invest in a company that's still working. Your future looks pathetic. If this is any indication of what your future is, 4 years to get here and the Alesis to get 2 more zones. You realize that's just a 4-zone symbol. Bell, bow, edge, and choke. Took you 4 years to transfer that to a fucking drum? From a symbol to a drum took you 4 years? You would have to do some new original shit, but I've got a way to do it. How about that? How about we call it truce? You contact me through here. We have an actual talk. I'll pull these videos down. You're gonna need to do some shit for me, including make yourselves actually fucking viable. Do what I say. You'll beat Roland. You'll destroy Roland. Your little the current one that you have will be your $500 kit that you sell. Honest Engine. ENGINE. Because that's what I am. I'm an engine. I work. When you guys bought Alesis and BFT, I thought that you were following the plan that I gave after the expansion. And I was like, everybody hang on to your tits. Because everything's about to change. E-drums are about to become the standard, not the rare thing. Because now they can track everything, including head deformation. Anything you can do on an acoustic kit, you can now do on an electronic kit. Including fixing the current samples you have without changing anything, where you can position them. You can zone position. Oh, yes, you can. You just need the right triggers and the right commands. Let me clue you in. If you were to give the 3 zones on the head, the top head, if you use my idea and get as many zones as I'm talking about, you could have 3 concentric circles to the center, middle, and the edge. Now when you sample them from here on out, you can get all those, or do what I say, which is just hit the center and then adjust the pitch by micro amounts. So when you're playing on the edge sensor, it's just a little bit tuned up, so it sounds a little bit tighter. Well, you're going to be playing soft, aren't you? So that's just going to naturally happen. That's going to be soft. It's just going to be a little bit tighter. And like, oh shit, it feels like it's actually there, doesn't it? Then you roll the center. It comes down a little bit. And then you give it to, you know what I mean, to the edge, from the middle ring. And then you get the center, it's full regular, just hit. But you need a drum kit that could handle that many triggers. And you don't know how to do that. And even if you figured out from what I said, I'll still see you in court for fucking up BFD. I'll still see you in court. Plus, I have what's the timestamp on this? Oh yeah, this is dated and timestamped. So anybody could take it. It is, honestly, feel free, as long as your inventions or any of your designs do not say 3/12/25, 8:10 p.m. You're fucked. Go ahead and patent it. Go ahead. Go ahead and patent it, even though we've been having this this back and forth. Steal my idea. I'll own your company. That'd be even better for me. Then we can actually do some shit that you refuse to do. I don't want any fucking money. I want the fucking kit. I want the program. And I want to never have to buy expansions again. And I want to give some ideas about expansions that, trust me, will work. Because I'm not just a customer. I use the program. I think about it from all the perspectives, from a keyboardist, from a guitarist, from a drummer, from a recording engineer, from a bass player, from a singer. I think about it from all those fucking angles. I think about why you guys are failing to get across to the Toontrack customers. And why you're failing to convince drummers to put down their kits. And I know how to fix it. Or I'll just see you in court. I can tip the $25,000, so I could just go ahead and, if I had to take it to court, I will take it to the point where I'll sue for all my money back that I put invested into you, and for the amount to get me off of your shit, because that'll be pain and suffering and damages for the years you've put me out. I have all the emails going back to F Expansion, going to Rolly, and they only got negative with you. It only became, there's an issue with you guys. Every time else, it was like, man, you guys make the best drum set. This is the best. This is awesome. Are you guys ever going to make any more expansions? I mean, Rolly was just letting it languish. I have some ideas if you don't. I have some ideas if you don't have any, because it's just sitting here languishing for years under your. I get you only want to sell your keyboards and the F Expansion plugins that power your keyboard. But some of us have been here and want the drums. So what you could do is, since you make keyboards, you could also make drums. You're not going to do that. Okay. Judging by the cost of your fucking keyboards, I'm actually glad you don't. Because you're just money hungry horse. And what I'm talking about is beyond money. You'll make plenty of money. There's always a chance to make money. But the people that'll be able to make, you might give the next John Bonham his first drum set. You might sell Kurt Cobain, the next Kurt Cobain, their guitar solution and microphone solution. And make it where they can run their studio quiet enough that they don't bother anybody, and they could just, those two guys, like Chris Novoselic and fucking Kurt, or, whichever, what it is, however it is, the three-man band. They could play in a garage or in a room somewhere with headphones where they're not bothering anybody. No one's coming in there to tell them to turn it down. Talk about long-term goals rather than short-term profit, assholes. Use your brains. Use your fucking brains. Anyone watching out there that's for my shit, I am serious about doing KIND and taking the industry back. That's been the whole reason for all this. I'm moving forward with it. I won't be on here for very much longer if I can get my nonprofit off the ground. And I will be the host. I'll host everything. I'll hold all the information. I'll store all the videos. I'll store all the movies, home movies, things that people make. We're gonna have standards, of course. Like, I mean, just this is actual artistic shit. This is not to be trolled with. Again, there's gonna be a "don't fuck with us" clause, and the things involved are fucking horrific. And all you have to do, it's very plain English. It's just don't fuck with us. Don't try and hack us. Don't try and cheat us. And don't try and fuck us. And nothing in the "don't fuck with us" clause will happen to you. And it has to be determined by a court whether or not you broke it. We'll take you to court, and once we pass it's been passed by a court of law that you broke the "don't fuck with us" clause. We're free to do anything in there, and I want to put in there, we reserve the right to get creative, because I can think of shit on the fly, or I can think of shit long term, like for the next 20 years. Like when I picked BFD for my drum program. I didn't imagine that so many guitars would buy a tune track that would not want to dig into their own sound. Just plug and play. I thought for sure everybody wanted to dig deep and fucking get your sound. Isn't that what we're going for? An original sound? But you can't, because that may pay. You're not actually making the drums. The best you can do is sculpt the sound to be your sound. You're not making the guitars. You're not making the amplifiers. The best you can do is sculpt it. Preset surf. That'll get you. That can get you there. That can. It really can. I did it. I'm not knocking it at all. But at some point in time, as an artist, if you should want to evolve from that, I mean, BFD can do that. If you want to evolve from that, tune track and those don't really do much for letting you do that. They've already done that for you. It's an easy thought process, so you don't have to think about it. You just load it in there. I want to think about every part of my music because it's my music. I want to think about I want to think about the snare. I want to think about what the era setting of the preamps. I want to think of what kind of EQ. What kind of amp is going to make this yes, I'm going to use the same fucking 4 or 5 basses, but I've got every bass amp available to me. So why not dig in? I have almost every guitar amp available to me. Between the different versions I had Revolver, which had a bunch of Peavey shit, which was really cool because nobody else had Peavey. But again, thanks to In Music, I mean, when it was owned by Peavey, it worked perfect. Again, a registration issue with Revolver ends from In Music. Unusable program that keeps crashing, completely unstable. 4 years to fix it, and the best they do is come up with a whole new program. Probably because they fucked it that bad. They probably fucked it up that bad that the best they didn't do is just fucking trash it and go to the next one. On top of that, they didn't give us any money, so this way they have to buy. We can give them like a discount for an upgrade. Well, fuck, it's going for $150. We really didn't have to do anything but reskin it. So just re-release it and put all the stuff from Headrush, which is just in the foot controller. So you just took the brain from the foot controller and made it into a VST, basically. And then you took the stuff from the VST and put it on the foot controller and tried to make them compatible. Kind of like how Line 6 has the Pod XT Pro. Yeah. Ideas. They're very interesting, aren't they? Where do they come from? Everyone think about that? You're just so brilliant. You're just so brilliant. We all like to think it, and we're allowed to. You're completely allowed to. For most of my life, I believed that I was writing songs, not learning them. I was taking credit for songs I wrote. But the reason it was keep coming to me is because I really did, even though I was saying I wrote them to myself, it was inside. I really didn't make a big deal about it. I didn't hash out whatever, you know. I mean, I just worked. I just do the work. Somewhat leaded the band, but that was just more of like a corralling thing. Okay. We can't just dick this around. We've all been fucking around for about 45 minutes. We gotta do something. That kind of guy, not we're going this direction. Anybody got licks? Anybody got tracks? Anybody got something to work on? Okay, well, I've got like 5 songs. None of them are finished. Well, 2 of them are finished. They're actually all finished. I just don't want to be a dictator. And we had practice a week ago, and no one else has any ideas, and I've got 5 finished songs. Drums, guitar, and bass, and vocals. It was just a week ago. And they shoot down 3 of the 5. It's fine. Not all ideas are great. 3 of the 5 were good enough to work on together. We work on those. Got to eventually where I was working in a band where I was doing so much shit that, and my ideas were getting rejected down and whatever and shot down. I'm like, I don't really need anybody. I have not that drum set over there, but I have a drum set. I have guitars. I have amps. I have an audio interface. I'm doing the mixing and mastering. I'm doing the writing. Basically, he's coming over to play bass. Well, I can do that. I love jamming with him. He's got a lot of great fucking ideas, and when we jam and we actually write together, those are some really incredible. But for the most part, it's just like he's writing parts to songs I've already finished. It just doesn't have a bass line to it, or I've muted the bass line. Because I just work. I don't give a fuck. I'll work for fucking 12 hours straight, dude. I don't give a shit. When I start working, I just work. And I only stop when I get frustrated because programs don't fucking behave like they're goddamn supposed to do it. And I'm ready to work. And it's not. And I don't like to work frustrated like this with my teeth gritting trying to listen to fucking music that's supposed to sound good. That's not the mood I should be in. If it's aggressive music, yeah, fuck yeah. In turn, you're making us. We stand alone. How many people you got? I got 1. I guarantee you it goes to court, I'm gonna win. You can't just do that. You can't just... I already paid for it. I already paid for it. I'm sorry I didn't pay you any money. I didn't kneel at your altar. All of my paying was already done by the time you decided to buy in to what I'm doing as you try to explain. You know how fucking insulting it is to have been here and then have some new assholes buy the company and then act like all the fucking errors are on my side when I've been here over 13 years. At 13 years is when I was going to become a reseller. Do you understand? Because I use it so much and I love it so dearly, I want to share it with not anymore, with the world. I want to crush the competition and show everyone exactly why. And I hadn't even figured out transients then to get the snares to get that real good crack. I hadn't even figured that out then. I do now, and I'm ready to start remixing. Oh, fuck, I can't. And I've got all this time on my hands. Whatever will I do? I know, I can turn that anger towards a thing that's in a constructive way. You know, something that will help to either build or tear down. Either someone will go, you know what? He's right, we gotta come up with a fucking drum program. I'd like to work with that. I know how to program. Let me hear some of these ideas you got. You never know, man. The right kind of crazy goes viral. Fuck it, let's do this shit. Ah! Fuck you! In music, your products suck! You broke my fucking studio 4 years ago. I've been in contact with you for 4 years. And the best you've done in 4 years, the best you can even possibly claim to have done since you've acquired the company, completely ruined the fucking original program, which was working flawlessly and fine. There was a registration issue between you and the fucking program, which Rolly didn't have that problem when they bought it from FX Expansion, but you did. So what, did you skimp out on the $50 CD player? Is that what happened? You got to the last $50, you're like, nah, we don't need that server. Is that what happened? You just not know what the fuck you're doing and just said, fuck it, we just want the program. Fuck your security server. Oh, we should have bought that? Yeah. They know it now, so we probably can't. If we go asking for it, they're going to be like, oh, you need the server. Do you? Was it already worked in and baked into pretty much the entire program? Yeah. Yeah. So in 4 years of acquiring the program, rather than coming up with the new BFD4, pioneering Alesis to make it the new Edge, the new fucking the Strata, you know what I mean? The new, really, like, holy crap, Roland's got some competition. And it's from Alesis. Holy shit, way to step up with the new technology. And being patented just like they patented mesh heads. Roland can't even get their hands on it, and even if they figure it out, they can't do it. They don't get to do it unless they go through you. So either way, you get the cash, just like, you know, when Windows bought into Macintosh. So either way, if you buy a PC or Mac, Windows gets paid. Sure, Bill Gates will run fucking all kinds of advertisement for Mac and PC. Why not? It costs more, and he gets a cut. Sure. Fanboy out on each other. Talk about which one's better. Argue. Yell. Fight. Xbox versus PlayStation versus this, whatever. Go ahead. Drive the prices up. Dude. Just give me back my fucking program, would you? Just give me back BFD3. So I can get on my fucking merry way. You don't have to hear from me ever fucking again. This doesn't have to get worse. I don't have to get louder and more public. Just contact me back with, we're working on it. We might need a little more time than 2 months. Sir. Sorry for fucking you over as hard as we did. We're working hard on getting the EXE to be compatible so you didn't lose the last 20 years of production that you've been doing, that you've been working while you had BFD and is working, and we specifically fucked you. It wasn't the program, it wasn't time, it wasn't eventually, you know, programs get old sometimes and they start getting flat tires and the carburetor goes out, you know, it's an old program. Oh, you gotta get that thing, the other thing's gotta get checked on, man. You gotta get that thing looked at. That's what was that, 12 years old program? No, man, you can't run that program no more. And look at the shape of that thing, man. Them wires are hanging out. It's just got dust every goddamn where. It's a fucking program. And it works very, 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 very perfectly well until you bought the company. So there's nothing they did. It's not a previous thing. Well, you gotta understand I don't have to understand shit. You have to understand, I already bought the shit. You depreciated the value so bad, I can't sell it. So I'm suffering damages. So if I wanted to sell it and get out of your company and go to another company that was actually still worth a shit, I can't. Without taking a huge loss. Again, if this was a service I'd contacted you and asked you to do, then it'd be my fault. If I said, hey man, in music, can you buy a BFD? It's just running way too good for me. I like it way too much. I'm bragging on it every chance I get. You know what? That ain't good. That's no good for nobody. Could you come over here and fuck this up for me? Then it'd be a service you provided me. But instead, it's just a headache. And I don't care how much money you have. You're not allowed to do that. And 4 years of your bullshit is enough. It's enough. I put out 3 albums with your bullshit program, so I was hobbled the whole time. And I still put out 3 fucking albums. Make the shit right. Make it right or I'll see you in fucking court, man. 2 months. Today is Wednesday, March 12th, 2025, 8:32 p.m. But I've already given you official notice on your web pages and your fucking social medias and through whatever, and you guys have already tried to throw BFD in all the packs at me, trying to placate me. But as I said, that's a downgrade for me because I have the ones you can't give me, and I've already bought all the ones you try. So you basically try to give me everything I have to try and fix the fact that everything I have from you is fucking broken. Does that make sense? I mean, what I said makes sense, but your mentality is all fucked up. It's like you're not even reading the fucking emails I'm sending you, aside from to get the fucking, maybe like the headline, and then to try and explain to me how the registration works and if I want to register correctly, and we're sorry you're having these problems, and you know, you're just so sorry about all this shit, you know? We want to resolve. Hopefully you sing that I just gave you Revolver. Right, because that's going to replace all the instances over the 20 years. It's going to replace everything, isn't it? If you give me a new copy, that's going to fix everything. You even said that in there. I should read it out. If you just install this, I'm sure everything will be worked out. Right. So I'm new here. I'm new. I've never done any of this shit for the last 13. I wasn't reviewing BFD2 13 fucking years ago because I was going to be a dealer. I didn't talk to FXpansion on a regular basis with ideas and tips and tricks and ideas and shit. I have the emails where the guy says I talked to the R&D department and they're abuzz with your ideas. Not too much longer after that, check your fucking account. There were 3 $150 packs in there. BFD3 came out a little bit later, so you might have bought some of my fucking ideas, asshole. You see how that works? And I have the emails to prove it. You're fucked. Give me my program back. I don't want money. I either want my money back for what I paid, so I can get the fuck away from InMusic, or just make the fucking program work like it did when you fucking bought it. That's not too much to ask for. Unbreak it. Where I don't have to fucking do a bunch of setting changes. Reinstalling shit that I didn't break. All my shit was set up, man. Effects, the packs. I owned all the packs before you came along. And you're trying to teach me about how to fucking install it? Are you shitting me? I was there before BFD FLAC. If you don't know what that is, that's the compressed rate, the one that you use now, which fucks me when you change it so that it doesn't use the uncompressed. Because I had both uncompressed and compressed. But because you don't recognize both, because you decided to go with your route, it fucked all my presets. So I've already been through this. That's why 4 years is enough. 3.5, I was like, okay, it's got a whole new GUI. They're going to fix this shit. And I go to load BFD. I go to load my fucking song. I go to load my song. And it tells me BFD3 is not installed. So I look under instruments and BFD3 is there. So you just replaced the EXE with another EXE, and again, didn't give me the option of keeping my old one. Thereby fucking the fucked up program that I've been hobbling with. I can't load too many. If I'm playing back, I gotta load in one snare, one at a time. I can't, and then shut it down and start it back up if I don't want it to lock up. After what you guys did, it was where I could just all day long through all my packs, as long as I wanted to, just fucking tweak and change and twist the nipples on that thing, boy. We would get a good old time going in there. You twist mine, I twist his. Boy, we was having fun, me and BFD. Then you decided to stick your dick in the mashed potatoes, and the party came to an abrupt end. 2 months. You've had 4 years. You got 2 more months to just give me back BFD3 original, and I don't go forward with legal proceedings. If I have to go forward with legal proceedings, I'm suing for the maximum amount that I can get, which is $25,000. That's to buy me out of your shitty program and give me enough money to buy every fucking expansion Toontrack has. Every fucking one. I have 67 under BFD. I want at least as what I've got. And then the fact that I'm going to have to go through and replace everything, $20,000 will make it worth it. If I'm getting paid to replace all the shit in my fucking, you want to pay me to go through 20 years of fucking shit and change out every single instance, find the key map, because my drum kit has changed over 20 fucking years, baby. It was started with a drum machine, then became a Yamaha DD55, and I've got the MIDI from all of it. Then it became a fucking shitty fucking DD, some other fucking shit, 550, whatever that lame, very, very base Alesis model, but off-brand. Then it upgraded to the DM10. Well, actually, no, then it upgraded with the D-drum and a fucking another brain from another company. And now I settled on the DM10 and the D-drum. And that's where I'm at. I'm good. I've got all my effects packed on my sounds. I was good. I got all my amp sounds. Good. And here comes in music, right when everything's fucking good. Everything's good. I don't need anything else in my studio at all. And then my favorite part, the drums. Well, the music says, fuck you, no more for you. I'm not taking it. See you in court, or get in touch with me.